There are sales sitting inside your funnel right now that you've already earned but never collected. These are people who raised their hand, they went through your whole funnel, but they didn't end up buying. And most business owners just write those people off. They look at the conversion rate, they feel a little deflated, and they just move on. I want to show you what to do with those people instead, because I have a client who just doubled her sales from her masterclass funnel without spending another dollar on ads or changing up her core offer. All she did was this, the second chance funnel. So if you've ever built a funnel, sent traffic to it, and felt a little let down by what came back, this one is for you. Maybe you made your money back and you were happy with the result, but underneath there was a tinge of resentment too, because it took so much money to get people in the door and to that masterclass or to that challenge, and so few of them percentage-wise actually bought. Just because someone doesn't buy the first time they saw your offer, that doesn't mean they're never going to buy it. It could have just been the wrong time for them. They might have needed a little more nurturing and a little more trust, or it might have just slipped through the cracks when life got busy. A non-purchase usually just means not yet. So today I'm walking you through the exact system that gets your offer back in front of those people 4 to 6 weeks later and collects the sales that you already worked so hard to get. We're going to talk about why your non-buyers are usually your warmest audience, or one of them, what the second chance funnel is, the nurture bridge that most people skip right over, the little scheduling trick that makes an automated sale feel really timely, and why this becomes one of the best testing grounds in your entire business to try out new things. So stick with me until the end, because I want to tell you exactly what happened with my client as well as the numbers behind it. I want to start with why a non-buyer isn't actually a no, because this is one of the things that people get so wrong about funnels and launches. They treat the moment that someone reaches the end without buying as the end of the whole relationship, but really it's so much closer to the beginning. And there's a bit of research that I love to show this and demonstrate this. It's called the 95-5 rule, and it comes from the, I'm going to totally say this wrong, the Ehrenberg Bass Institute. And what they found is that at any given moment, only about 5% of your market is actually ready to buy. The other 95% are just out of market for now, and they move themselves in and out when their life and their timing line up. So when your funnel converts a small slice of people and the rest don't take you up on that on your offer, that's actually just the 95% doing exactly what people naturally do. Then there's the question of how long buying actually takes, and this is where it also gets really interesting. So Google studied the path to purchase and found that a buyer needs around 7 hours of engagement across 11 different touch points in 4 separate places before they're ready to buy. Think about it, most funnels give someone a handful of touch points on a good day. So you were essentially asking someone to decide at hour 1 when what they really need is hour 7. And it is taking people even longer than it used to. So 75% of buyers say they take more time to make a purchase decision today than they did just 2 years ago. People are being a lot more careful with their money and more careful with who they trust. That's a really good thing. But the smart move for you is to design your funnel with that in mind and bake lots of extra nurture into your funnel. This is exactly where my client comes in. So she was spending a lot of money driving traffic and getting signups for a masterclass. She made her money back and then some, and she was happy with the result, but she was also a tiny bit resentful too. She'd done everything right, and it still felt like it wasn't quite enough. The shift for her was a simple one. She had to remember that these are people, not numbers, that the 95% who didn't buy were still the mostly perfect fit people that she'd already paid to build and add to her list, sitting right there and waiting for the right moment. So we stopped treating the masterclass as the finish line and started treating it as the very first opportunity or invitation. The other thing that I'll say about here is remembering this 5%, 95% rule also helps you not take things personally, right? Helps you kind of stay objective when it comes to looking at your numbers. So let's talk about what the second chance funnel is. At its simplest form, it's an automated evergreen flash sale for your paid offer that goes out 4 to 6 weeks after someone finishes your original funnel without buying. So let me break that down a little bit. So usually it is a 3 to 5 day flash sale. It runs on autopilot inside your email service provider. So once you build it one time, it works for every new person who comes through your funnel from then on. It uses the same offer that your funnel already used or a variation, like a different bonus that you want to test out. You already know the offer converts for some people, so this is just getting it back in front of everyone. It didn't close for the first time at a moment when more of them have naturally moved into buying mode. And here's the piece that, kind of starts the whole thing, and that's the trigger, right? So at the very end of your core funnel follow-up sequence, you're going to add one final step. So if that person hasn't purchased yet, you're going to tag them and drop them into your second chance funnel. That little tag is what makes the whole thing run without you having to lift a finger and manually add people. Now, there's a big secret to this that almost everyone skips, and that is the part that actually earns you that second yes, which is the nurture bridge. So you don't want to go straight from the end of your funnel into the flash sale, right? People need more nurture in between that. We don't want to sell them the exact same thing as soon as they're done. So in between, we're going to send a short nurture sequence. My favorite version of this is 4 to 5 weeks of automated bi-weekly emails, so 2 per week, and each one promotes a free piece of content that relates back to your paid offer. This could be a blog post, a podcast episode, a video that you've already made. You're pulling from the content you already have sitting there, so it's really low lift for you. So think back to Google's 7 hours across 11 touch points. That nurture bridge is where you get to rack up a bunch of those touch points as well as time. Every single email is another deposit into that engagement bank and another reminder that you're the person who helps with this specific problem, so that by the time the flash sale actually shows up in their inbox, you're someone who's been showing up and helping them for weeks. That's the difference between a flash sale that feels like a cash grab and one that feels like just really good timing. So here is the stupid simple trick that makes Evergreen feel really timely, and it's so tiny, but most people don't even think about it, right? But it makes such a big difference. So I want you to save this one because it doesn't cost anything, but it completely changes how the whole flash sale feels. So when your flash sale is evergreen, it's super tempting. And this is what most people do. They write something like, this ends in 3 days, or you have 2 days left, or 48 hours on the countdown. The problem is that kind of countdown language tends to give away that the whole thing is automated, right? It could end any day for anyone at any time, and people can feel that. Not saying that's wrong, but it just feels a little bit disingenuous. So instead, we want to run your sale on real calendar days. So stick to Monday to Friday or Monday to Thursday, or just pick a set start date and set end day. That way you get to say something like the doors close on Monday instead of the doors close in 3 days. It's like really the exact same automation running behind the scenes. A specific day feels though like a real event happening on a real calendar, and a vague countdown can feel a lot more like a script. It's a little tiny detail, but it makes a really big difference in how timely and real your flash sale feels. So the big thing you're going to just check here is when your email service provider needs to have the ability in your automation to wait until a particular day of the week to send your next email. I know MailerLite does this, I know ActiveCampaign does this, but just check with your email service provider too. Let's talk about why this is also one of your best testing grounds. So once this whole thing is up and running, you've actually built yourself one of the best testing grounds in your entire business. Your second chance audience already knows you. They've already been through your funnel and your nurture bridge. So they're like really warm and they're really forgiving. That makes them the perfect group to experiment on a little bit. It allows you to test your subject lines, test new bonuses, and watch which one actually makes a difference. Your hooks, even the order of your emails. Every time the flash sale runs, you get to learn something new and you get to fold that learning back into the main funnel. So the best part about this is it doesn't just run in the background and stay exactly the same, but it's a system that actually makes your whole funnel a little bit better every single month without adding anything extra really to your plate. So every time you're thinking about trying a new bonus, try it in your second chance funnel first, and then roll it out to the overall funnel or your next launch. So let me tell you how it actually turned out for my clients. So we added the nurture bridge and the second chance funnel onto the end of her masterclass funnel. We didn't change a single thing about her traffic. We didn't add more people into it. We didn't run more ads or her core offer. We did end up testing a different bonus, and she ended up making roughly the same number of sales from the second chance funnel that she'd made from that original masterclass. She basically doubled her results purely because people got a longer runway with her. This is why this has become one of my all-time favorite funnel optimizations. So if you're not doing this yet, you are really leaving a lot of sales and a lot of money on the table. Go build it, map out your sequence, set your trigger tag, write your nurture bridge, and turn on your Monday to Friday or Monday to Thursday flash sale. And if you're sitting there feeling a little disappointed with what your sales systems are doing for your business right now, let's take a look at it together. This is exactly the kind of work that I do with my clients inside the scaling partnership. You can book a call, we'll walk through all of the pieces that you already have in place, and we'll optimize them so that more of that 95% actually turn into buyers for you. This is how we get you scaling over the next 3 to 9 months. So check out the link down below to book a call, and we'll see whether the scaling partnership is the right next move for your business.